So, hi. I'm going to be talking about the blue whale craze, which I don't know, it doesn't seem to have hit the UK media yet, but I think many Italians will have heard of it and people from other countries will have heard of it. There is mention of suicide and self-harm, so I'm sorry if that's upsetting for anybody. And as for terms, I think really other than blue whale, the only other term that you need to know is VK, which is the name of a Russian social media platform. It stands for Virtual Contact, VK. So, let's start. What do teenagers from Russia, 130 Russian teenagers, a handful in the US, and even 2 in India all have in common? They're all addicted to Snapchat for sure, Pokemon Go, smartphones, but there is something a little bit less wholesome and a little bit more sinister which has started to hit the headlines recently. This is a phenomenon known as the blue whale, which is a quite dark craze that's been popularised on a Russian social media platform VK, Virtual Contact, over the last couple of years. In Russia, it's been linked to the deaths of over 100 teenagers, and just yesterday, 2 14-year-olds in India were admitted to intensive care following their attempts at playing this game. Some schools in parts of the UK have started issuing warnings to parents as well, telling them to be vigilant against their children's involvement in this game, and cases have also been reported in Argentina, Bulgaria, Italy, Saudi Arabia, and even Kenya, so it's a real worldwide problem. This craze involves children or teenagers signing up to a hidden group on a social media platform of their choice, and they're assigned a taskmaster. This taskmaster or administrator gets all the contact details of this child and over 50 days issues them with 50 different tasks. They become progressively more serious, more sinister, and more harmful. They start off quite lightly, taking a picture of yourself at 4 in the morning, waking up at odd hours, and move on to things like staying awake for 48 hours, watching horror films or psychedelic films that you're sent, standing on the edge of rooftops, cutting yourself, carving a picture of a blue whale into your arm, which is where the name of this phenomenon comes from. Participants, or victims if you like, have to submit videos and pictures of evidence, and are told by the taskmasters that failure to follow through or attempts to withdraw from the challenge will lead to them being hunted down. According to reports in the media, the aim of these tasks is to progressively induce a state of suggestibility and to give the taskmaster greater influence over the child's actions, behaviours, and how they behave. The final instruction on the last day is to go to the highest rooftop they can find, or to the top of a crane that you have to climb, which you've had to find as your task on the 10th day, and to jump off the roof, killing yourself. This is very gruesome, it's very grim, and it's hard to see how it can be combated if it is indeed a real phenomenon. Where the internet exists, there is always going to be unregulated communication. It's hard to shut these things down. Some social media platforms like Instagram have started showing pop-up warnings for people who search for hashtags related to this phenomenon. It gives them a warning and says we'd like to help, and shows links to various suicide prevention groups and mental health organisations in the user's country, or the country the user is currently located. But you can ignore this warning and say show me anyway and still find everything quite easily. In Russia, where this phenomenon is said to have started, the parliament has recently passed a law which attempts to combat this type of phenomenon. They've criminalised what they call incitement to suicide, and punishment can be imprisonment of up to 4 years. As I say, the parliament, the Duma, has already passed this law, but it still has to be signed by President Putin, who for some reason doesn't seem to be in any hurry to do so. A lot of people online say that these claims are unsubstantiated, that they're a hoax, that videos showing children jumping to their deaths are faked, and some of them probably are. I'd hope and I'd really love to believe that all of them are. But I think when it comes to anybody's safety, but particularly the safety of vulnerable children, we really can't be too careful. And I would hope that every state and every social media platform is pulling out all the stops to try to make sure that this kind of thing is limited or even eliminated entirely where possible. Thank you.